Okay, those are some clips from a tune called "A Dollar Down" by Reno and Harrell, and it appeared on an album called Yellow Pages. It's a pretty rare album. If you've never heard it, I highly recommend picking it up, and it's got some unusual tunes on there for Reno and Harrell, and "A Dollar Down" is one of those tunes, and I really thought Don's kickoff and break was really spectacular, so I thought I would show it to you. It's simple in a way, and it's hard in another. It's kind of hard to explain, but there's a lot of single string, but I think it's really inventive the way he did it. It's really creative the way he kicked it off. So I thought I'd show it to you. You may not ever play this tune, but there may be some things in here that you can pick up and put in other songs, and it's definitely a good workout for single string. So if you're practicing single string, this will be a good one to maybe try out. What Don's doing here is he's starting out, basically his break and his kickoff are pretty much the same. It's a little differences, but the whole thing is going to be played out of your F position G and your barred position C, and a barred position D here. And then at the end of the break, we'll play a single string lick through this D position G here. So the bulk of the song is going to be right here, your G position or your F position C, and your barred C chord. So anyway, the way we're going to start it here is we're going to be holding down your partial G chord, your 3rd fret on the 2nd string, your 5th fret on the 1st string, right out of your F position G. And we're going to pinch the 5th, 2nd, and 1st strings together twice. And then we're going to pinch, you're going to move your middle finger up here to your 4th fret on the 2nd string, and we're walking up to your 5th fret. Alright, what we're doing here is we're walking straight into a C chord is what's happening. So alright, now I'm pinching the 5th, 2nd, and 1st strings twice, and then I'm only pinching the 2nd and 1st strings together. So if you watch my thumb here, you'll see that I'm not hitting when I am and when I'm not hitting the 5th string. So alright, hopefully you can see that there. Now you could pinch it all 3 strings at one time if you wanted to, but I think it's a little too much, with the 5th string in there. Either way, it wouldn't be wrong. Alright, so we're walking up to that 5th fret on the 2nd string. Now we're in C chord. And then we're going to pinch those again, your 1st and 2nd strings, but we're going to pull off on the 4th fret to the 3rd fret. We're walking back down to a G chord, basically. So alright, I hope you can see what I'm doing there. We're going to grab this C note on your 3rd string on your 5th fret. So alright, actually we're still in C at that point. I think I said we were walking down to a G, but it's that G position, but we're still in C chord. At the beginning we're walking right straight into a C. The rhythm would be playing C, so we're walking from a G to a C chord. Alright, so that's still C chord if you're getting somebody to play along with you. Now we're switching to a G chord. We're going to play right out of your F position G, hammer on, we're going to hold these notes down right out of your F position G. I'm hammering on to the 5th fret from your 4th on the 3rd string. And then I'm hitting the 3rd fret on your 2nd string, and then grabbing the 5th fret on your 2nd string, back to your 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and back to your 5th fret on your 3rd string, 4th, 2nd, and G. I think that's right. Let me see. Yeah, so sounds like this. Okay, you've probably heard that lick a lot. Don uses that quite a bit. A lot of tunes he puts that in as single string, just a single string lick there. I'll play that part again. Hammer on to the fifth. We're not hitting it. We're hammering on to that fifth note, or fifth fret on the third string. Okay. I missed it there. Okay. Now, it's going to go back into C chord, and we're going to start on the fifth fret on the third string. That's what we're going to do. Alright, so from this point, alright, so we're back in C, then we're going to go back to G, do that same lick, go back to the fifth fret just like we did right before that. So we're still in C there. Do that again. So what is that? 3 times? 2 times? Let me play the whole little part for you. Okay, so that's the whole first part of that kickoff. Also, I'll point out there's a little pause right here that you may want to pick up on to get that the sound right. So, see, I'm pausing on that. That note there. I'm kind of pausing on that note a little bit. So. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, once you get that down, there's a couple little things that Don does do in here. He adds a few little notes once or twice. That's the basic thing that we're going to do. And this may get a little confusing. I hope you can understand it, or I hope I can explain it so you'll understand it. I'll play it again, and I'm going to add these extra notes in here, and I'll point them out. Okay, I'm not sure if you caught it or not, but it was a little bit different. So, alright, the way I just showed you was, alright, you hit that G string open and then go back to your fifth fret on your third string. Well, one of these times I'll have to listen to it again. Sometimes Don adds just a note really quick before that note on the fifth fret on the third string. It's going to be hard to explain, but I'll point it out while I'm playing it here. Right there. That first note on the third fret on your second string versus, see, I left that out. There's a slight pause in there before one of those notes. So that's adding that. You add that little note in there right before the fifth fret on the third string. Okay. Sometimes he adds that, sometimes he doesn't. It just depends on what you want to do and how you want it to sound. I kind of like it with and without it, meaning like the first time here, don't add it. So then I added it on the end, see? It doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but it does add just a little something extra there, if you want to do it. If you're playing the song fast, it may be hard to put that in there. So, okay, just a little something extra. I don't want to linger on it too much because it's kind of hard to explain. But if you listen to the Reno's version of it, I think you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a little extra note in there. Sometimes he adds it, sometimes he doesn't. But anyway, I'll play this again so we can get to. And by the way, what it's doing is it's going to C. So it's going back and forth from your G to C, G to C, back and forth. And then at the end, it's going to go to your D chord. It's going to go back to G and then to D. So I'll play the kickoff and then play the ending. Okay. What I'm doing when I come out of that last, I'm going to come up here on your 4th fret on your 3rd string, walk up to your 5th fret on your 3rd string, and then slide into the 7th fret on your 3rd string and the 7th fret on your 2nd string. This is a D chord. I've probably shown you many times in other videos. Don loves this D chord. You play the 1st string open and just rolling forward. Alright. We're going to come back. This whole part right here is your D. So this little lick here, still in D. And then you go to G. So what I'm doing is I come up here to your D chord that I showed you. 1st string open, rolling forward. Kind of slide back if you want on your 3rd string to your 5th. This is basically a D7th lick. What I'm doing is I'm single stringing the 5th fret and the 4th fret back and forth. So I go to the 4th actually first. So the 4th fret to your 5th fret, back to your 2nd fret on your 3rd string. So that's all on the 3rd string. 4th fret on the 4th fret on your 4th string. So back to your 2nd fret on your 3rd string and then open. Alright. It's hard to explain it while I'm playing it, but I got to think about it too much. So okay. Let me try to play that whole break for you. And then he finishes the kickoff with this lick here. It's a little variation. He does this lick different just about every song, but the basic lick is he's running down through this D-shaped G, and he's just 1, 2, 3 on the 4th fret or the 4th string at the 7th fret. We're just walking up to that D chord or D-shaped G chord. So you know that you probably already know that from Follow the Leader. Alright. So I'm coming up on the, once you do that Follow the Leader lick, I'm coming to the 1st fret, or the 1st string, sorry, on your 7th fret. Alright. To your 9th fret on the 1st string. To your 10th fret. Back to the 9th fret. Back to the 7th fret. And I'm walking back up through that D shape. So it's not much to it, it's just hard to do it fast. Alright, so here at the end of it, like I said, Don does this lick a lot, and he does it different just about every time. one of the ways I usually do it, and the way I like the way Don did it was is like this. Oops. What I'm doing is when I'm running back up, I come back from up from the first string, running up through that D-shaped G on the third string, grabbing this ninth fret, holding this back here on the 7th fret. It's right out of your D shape, so your hands are already in that position. You move this finger around. Alright? So when I come back up, I'm coming back up from the end of the run on the first string. Back and forth there. I'm hammering on to the 8th fret to the 9th fret on the 4th string. Back to the 7th fret on the 3rd string. Then I'm pulling off on the 8th fret to the 7th on your 4th string. So then hit your G string open. So kind of hard to do. Alright, another version, well, there's a lot of versions as Don does. You can grab that note there on your 9th fret, bend it up and down, or however you want to do it, or choke it once or twice, however you want to do it, but just do it once. Something like that. Alright, I think you can get it from that, but I've probably shown that lick before in some of my other videos. Very similar, you know, Don uses that lick a lot. So anyway, let's go on to the break that he does.
The doctor's got $1 down and $1 a week.
Okay, so the break that Don takes on this is pretty much the same as the kickoff, except he goes right into the C like this. This time he goes back and forth. Alright, he goes back and forth on the 5th fret on the 2nd string. So he's walking up from your 3rd fret on the 2nd string to the 5th fret. So, okay. So when the break comes in, you're going to come right in with alright, all I'm doing is going back and forth on the 4th and 5th fret on the 2nd string. I'm walking up from the 3rd fret though. And then we're right back into the same licks that we did before. So okay. And that's pretty much it. That's for the break. It's, you know, you can change the single string lick at the end of the break however you want to do it, but that's the basic lick. He's doing it a little bit different than that, I think, but basically it's the same as the kickoff. The only difference is you're coming right into it instead of he's going just single stringing right into it. So he's going back and forth. That's really the main difference. also added that extra note that I was telling you about right there in the beginning. That little extra. You can really hear it better when you separate it like that. And that's another little hint that may help you when you're trying to figure out Don's stuff. Take it apart piece by piece. Learn just a little lick of what he's doing instead of trying to learn the whole thing. Take it apart. Get a few notes of it. If you can figure out a few notes of it, take your time and learn those notes and then go on to the next few notes or whatever. Don't try to learn too much at once, and it'll come a little easier that way. I think it's a little less overwhelming, I guess. But yeah, so that's the kickoff and break to A Dollar Down from the Yellow Pages album. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I wanted to mention that Don Wayne Reno and Dale Reno, Don Reno's sons, have formed a new Reno and Harrell band with Bill Harrell's son, Mitch Harrell. And they've been playing together, I think, a couple of years now as the new Reno and Harrell band. But they also recorded A Dollar Down, and it's a really good version of it, so you may want to check that out. And always go out and support them if you see them, and tell them Jason said hello, and request that they play A Dollar Down. So I hope you enjoyed the tune, and I'll see you next time.